Donald Trump has done it again. Against all odds and amidst a highly polarized political climate, he has managed to secure another term in the White House. He has won the 2024 presidential election, securing a historic second term. This victory has sent shockwaves through the political landscape, both domestically and internationally. No other former president has achieved this feat in over a century. The last time a former president returned to office was Grover Cleveland in the late 19th century. At 78, he is the oldest person ever elected to the nation's highest office. His age, however, has not deterred his supporters, who see him as a symbol of resilience and determination. His running mate, J.D. Vance, will serve as vice president. Vance, a political newcomer, has quickly risen through the ranks, capturing the imagination of many with his populist rhetoric. The world watches as America ushers in a new era, one marked by Trump's return to power. International leaders are already reacting, with some expressing concern and others offering congratulations. The election results are still being finalized. Despite the clear outcome, the meticulous process of counting every vote continues to ensure the integrity of the election. The Electoral College will soon convene, followed by the congressional counting of the votes on January 6th. This procedural step is crucial in formalizing the election results, but the outcome is clear. Trump will be the 47th President of the United States. His supporters are already celebrating in the streets, filled with hope and anticipation for the future. Trump and Vance are wasting no time. They are already laying the groundwork for their administration, focusing on key issues that they promised to address during the campaign. They have already begun the transition process. This involves not only selecting key cabinet members, but also setting the tone for the policies they intend to implement. This includes selecting key cabinet members, outlining policy priorities, and setting the stage for their legislative agenda, and receiving critical national security briefings. These briefings are essential for ensuring that the new administration is prepared to handle any immediate threats or challenges. President Biden has extended an invitation to Trump to visit the White House. This meeting is a significant gesture, symbolizing the importance of a peaceful transition of power. This gesture aims to ensure a smooth and peaceful transfer of power. It is a tradition that underscores the stability and continuity of American democracy. The nation holds its breath. The world watches. Everyone is eager to see how Trump's second term will unfold and what changes it will bring. Trump's second act is about to begin. With the eyes of the world upon him, he steps into the spotlight once more, ready to shape the future of the nation. The final days of the campaign were a study in contrasts, highlighting the stark differences between the two candidates. Kamala Harris, the Democratic nominee, held a rally in Philadelphia. The atmosphere was electric, filled with hope and anticipation. Harris spoke of unity, of common ground, of protecting voting rights, and of her vision for a more inclusive America. She emphasized the importance of coming together as a nation. Trump, meanwhile, held his final rally in Raleigh, North Carolina, a state he considered crucial for his re-election. The crowd was smaller than in 2016, but no less fervent. His supporters remained deeply committed to his cause. Gone were the days of mega rallies, replaced by more intimate gatherings due to the pandemic. Yet, Trump's message remained unchanged, echoing the themes that had defined his presidency. He railed against the deep state, cast doubt on the election process, and promised to make America great again. His rhetoric was as fiery as ever. Both candidates crisscrossed the country in the final days, making their case to voters in key battleground states. Their schedules were grueling, but the stakes were high. Harris focused on Pennsylvania, a state crucial to her path to victory. She spent considerable time engaging with local communities. Trump, meanwhile, targeted the blue wall states he had flipped in 2016, hoping to repeat his success. His strategy was clear and focused. Two candidates, two visions for America. Their contrasting approaches highlighted the choice facing the nation. The choice was in the hands of the voters. The future direction of the country depended on their decision. Even before a single vote was cast, the atmosphere was charged with tension and suspicion. Donald Trump was sowing seeds of doubt about the election process, questioning its legitimacy at every turn. He repeatedly made unsubstantiated claims of widespread voter fraud without providing concrete evidence. He alleged that non-citizens were voting, a claim that was widely debunked by experts. He also suggested that overseas ballots were illegitimate, casting doubt on the votes of military personnel. And he insisted that the entire system was rigged against him, a narrative that gained traction among his supporters. Election experts and officials across the political spectrum refuted these claims, emphasizing the integrity of the process. They insisted that voter fraud was exceedingly rare and that robust safeguards were in place to protect the election. But Trump's rhetoric resonated deeply with his base, fueling their distrust in the electoral system and creating a divide. Pennsylvania became a focal point of Trump's attacks, a battleground for his allegations. He made specific yet unsubstantiated allegations of cheating in the state, pointing fingers without proof. He pointed to the state's complex mail-in ballot rules, claiming they were ripe for abuse and manipulation. Election officials countered that these rules were designed to ensure accuracy and prevent fraud, not to facilitate it. Trump's relentless attacks on the integrity of the election created a climate of fear and uncertainty, shaking public confidence. His words would have far-reaching consequences, impacting the nation's trust in its democratic processes for years to come. Pennsylvania, the Keystone State, a state with a rich history, now a battleground in a deeply divided nation. Trump's focus on Pennsylvania was no accident. The state's 20 electoral votes could tip the scales of the election. Trump's claims of voter fraud resonated with his supporters in the state. They echoed his concerns about a rigged system, their distrust fueled by misinformation and partisan rhetoric. The divide between Trump supporters and those who opposed him seemed wider than ever. As the votes were counted, the nation held its breath. Pennsylvania, once again, lived up to its reputation as a swing state. The margin between Trump and Harris was razor thin. Every vote mattered. The battle for Pennsylvania was a microcosm of the larger struggle for the soul of America. It was a stark reminder of the deep divisions that plagued the nation. Section 5. Social media's grip amplifying disinformation and discord. Social media, once hailed as a tool for democracy, had become, well, a weapon. Platforms like Elon Musk's X, formerly Twitter, became breeding grounds for misinformation and disinformation. Trump's unsubstantiated claims about voter fraud spread like wildfire, amplified by algorithms designed to maximize engagement. False and misleading content flooded news feeds. It became increasingly difficult for users to discern fact from fiction. The line between reality and online fantasy blurred. Social media companies struggled to contain the spread of harmful content, their efforts often criticized as too little, too late. The consequences were dire. Trust in traditional media eroded. Political discourse descended into a cesspool of anger and vitriol. The very fabric of American democracy was under threat. Social media's grip on the nation tightened. Its algorithms, designed to connect people, had become engines of division. Section 6. Safeguarding democracy, combating misinformation, and ensuring a fair vote. Despite the challenges, election officials across the country worked tirelessly to ensure a free and fair election. They implemented safeguards to prevent fraud and ensure that every vote was counted accurately. Voter ID requirements, secure ballot tracking systems, and rigorous audits of election results were just some of the measures put in place. Election officials also launched public education campaigns to counter misinformation and provide voters with accurate information. Fact-checking organizations worked overtime to debunk false claims and provide context. Journalists played a crucial role in holding those in power accountable and providing the public with reliable information. The fight for election integrity was a fight for the very soul of American democracy. It was a fight that would continue long after the votes were counted. Section 7. A peaceful transition from Biden to Trump. President Biden, despite his disappointment, pledged to ensure a smooth and peaceful transition of power. He offered to meet with Trump and his team to facilitate the process. The peaceful transfer of power, a hallmark of American democracy, was paramount. The world watched as the Biden administration prepared to hand over the reins of government to Trump. The transition period was a time of uncertainty, but also a time for reflection and renewal. It was a chance to reaffirm the strength of American institutions and the enduring power of democracy. The peaceful transition of power was a testament to the resilience of American democracy. It was a reminder that even in times of deep division, the nation could come together to uphold its most cherished principles. Section 8. The challenges ahead, a nation divided, a world in flux. As Trump prepares for his second term, he faces a myriad of challenges. The nation is more divided than ever. The COVID-19 pandemic continues to cast a long shadow. The economy is recovering, but millions remain unemployed. On the global stage, the United States faces a more assertive China, a resurgent Russia, and the ongoing threat of terrorism. Climate change continues to pose an existential threat, demanding urgent action. Trump's every move will be scrutinized by both his supporters and his detractors. His decisions will have far-reaching consequences, not just for the United States, but for the entire world. The challenges are daunting, the stakes are high, the world holds its breath. Section 9. A second chance. Trump's opportunity to reshape America. Despite the challenges, Trump's second term presents a unique opportunity. He has a chance to reshape America, to redefine its role in the world, and to leave a lasting legacy. Will he be a unifier or a divider? Will he govern from the center or from the extremes? Will he prioritize the needs of all Americans or just his base? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain, Trump's second term will be consequential. The world is watching. The future is unwritten. Trump's second act has begun.